headlines today. Bandits kill Zamfara state lawmaker. Christian Association of Nigeria convenes security summit in Kaduna State. And on the foreign scene, China records 9 imported cases of COVID-19. I'm Aisha Salihu with the news update. A member of Zamfara State House of Assembly, Mohammed Ahmed, has been shot dead by bandits along Sheimei Funtua Road, a border town between Zamfara and Katsina states. Ahmed is killed few hours after members of the State House of Assembly and key politicians in Zamfara defected to the All Progressives Congress from the People's Democratic Party in an elaborate ceremony in Gusau. His son, Ali Ahmed, and the driver are held in captivity by the bandits. Daily Trust correspondent in Gusau, Umar Shehu, has given us the mood in the state.
Some of them I spoke to expressed shock over his sudden death. They said he was with them yesterday when Governor Matole was making a formal declaration of his defection to All Progressive Congress, not knowing that it would be his last assignment, or yes, it would be his last assignment in this world. So they expressed shock over his death, and they prayed to Almighty Allah grant him an eternal rest. Governor Mutole released a statement this morning condoling with the families of the lawmaker in joining other people to pray for him. And apart from that, he attended the funeral rites of the lawmaker. He has since been buried in a cemetery here in Gusau.
In a related development, bandits operating on the Gusau-Sheimei Kano Road opened fire on the convoy of Kano State Governor Abdullahi Ganduje. The governor's convoy is returning to Kano from Gusau, where the governor attended APC rally to receive Zamfara State Governor Bello Matawale into its fold. Although the governor is not in the convoy when the incident occurred, 3 mobile policemen have sustained injuries. Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Abba Anwar, could not be reached for comments. A security summit is holding in Kaduna State to find ways of ending insecurity and restoring the state to its past harmonious, peaceful coexistence. Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, convened the summit with the theme, Nigeria's Insecurity, the Church's Responses in the 21st Century.
Kaduna State has its fair share of insecurity ravaging in the country. The Security Summit with the theme, Nigerians' Insecurity, the Church's Response in the 21st Century, is seen not only as time but necessary to bring an end to banditry, kidnapping and the like. CAN chairman in Kaduna State, Reverend John Joseph Hayab, says the insecurity facing the country is a monster that must be confronted by all men of goodwill, advising all churches in the state to join hands together in mapping a way out through the teachings of Jesus Christ.
In Nigeria and in Kaduna State in particular, is not a new thing to us. It is a monster that we have been struggling very hard for decades to deal with. Every government has had its fair share of this experience. Accordingly, a keen look at our security challenges will reveal 2 basic facts. One is the proof that the challenge keeps changing with time, while the second is that it is outrageous now.
Vice President Yemi Oshibanjo, represented by chaplain of the Aso Villa, Pastor Joseph Oluseyi Malomo, says all hopes are not lost in the fight against insecurity.
Every great nation that exists today has gone through their bad times. When our peaceful and secure nation is born, we will remember the anguish and the sorrows no more. We should not be like the 10 spies who saw the giants as roadblock to the possession of the promised land. As we gather in this summit, to deliberate on what should be the response of the church to our insecurity in Nigeria in the 21st century.
Many commentators link cares of insecurity in the country to religious intolerance and extremist religious ideology. Fatima Laden, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
Coming up after the break, Independent National Electoral Commission makes contingency plans. Stay with us.
Get latest updates on current topical issues and breaking news by downloading the Trust TV mobile app on your Android devices. Go online, click Google Play Store, search Trust TV, install the app, and get doses of unfiltered information on happenings all over the world in your pocket. Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
My name is Samuel Dada.
Yakubu Isa, ana mana ɗabi da jeji.
Aminu Musa.
A wannan harkar ce muke dan samun abinci, an muke taimaka mu wasu da yawa.
Looking for private jobs. Sometimes you get employed and the process of payment, you undergo some kind of stress.
Concerned that look, we are just going further into a deep pit.
It is easy to say, oh yes, the government is elected, oh yes, we made promises to secure.
And as you know, humans are not robots, so maybe not 100% of Nigerians will stand over the matter.
The majority are
without peace, there can be nothing. Nothing can happen.
In fairness to the question, I have had this. I'll be dishonest to say I'm not aware of this reporting.
You're watching Trust TV News Update. Here is a recap of some of our top stories. Zamfara state lawmaker killed by bandits. Kano addresses insecurity in Kaduna State. Now to more stories. The House of Representatives has adopted a motion urging the federal government to provide adequate security at no extra cost for business premises of major investors, both local and foreign, to boost their confidence in the economy. This followed a motion by lawmaker Yusuf Buba Yakub on Wednesday on criminal activities aggravating cost of living and foodstuffs. Yakub argued that extra spendings on security by investors is responsible for arbitrary increases in cost of production and delivery of services. In spite of the heightened insecurity situation across the country, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has vowed to continue with preparation and readiness to conduct 2023 and other terminal elections. National Commissioner and Chairman, INEC Information and Voter Education Committee, Festus Okoye, said this in an exclusive interview with Trust TV.
INEC has fixed February 18, 2023 for the presidential election, while a timetable for the National Assembly and governorship elections will be released in November this year. The National Commissioner explained that INEC is prepared to create conducive atmosphere for Nigerians to exercise their civic responsibility.
I believe that we as Nigerians should have faith in our electoral management body. We should also have faith in our electoral process. One thing this commission has done is to deepen the use of technology in the electoral process and make the conduct of elections less cumbersome and seamless. before this period, political parties, when they're submitting their nomination, the list and personal particulars of their nominated candidates, is always a fight in this commission. The state chapter will come with their own list. The national will come with their own list. Sometimes there's a huge fight here. But what this commission has done is to create a nomination portal for political parties.
Okoye explained that the creation of additional polling units across the country is in line with Electoral Act to decongest polling units with more than 5,000 voters.
We converted a total of 56,872 voting points and voting point settlements into full-fledged polling units. So as of today, Nigeria has a total of 176,846 polling units. So we have abolished voting points. And going forward, what the commission will do is that the moment a particular polling unit reaches a particular threshold, we will administratively create a new polling unit out of it. Beginning from this moment, we are going to exercise the powers granted to us by law. We are not going to leave it to any agency. We are not going to leave it to any commission. We have the courage and we have the presence of mind to do what the law says we should do. So going forward, we are not going to create voting points anymore. We are going to have polling units.
The National Commissioner also speaks about the Anambra and Osun states election.
Despite the general climate of insecurity, there are also communities that are also taking proactive measures to make sure that INEC facilities and offices are protected. For instance, in the same Anambra state we are talking about, the communities in Anambra North local government came together and decided to repair the INEC office that was vandalized during the NSAS protest. The same thing in Osun State. There are some communities in Orolu local government that came together and are fixing some of INEC offices that were the product of the NSAS crisis. And we are confident that as we move and approach some of these elections, the political leaders will unite, come together for us to have some level of unity, for us to have some peace, and for us to also conduct an election that will be acceptable to everyone.
113, 114, 115.
Elections in Nigeria has been marred with a lot of irregularities. With the introduction of the online voter registration, INEC has assured Nigerians that they are doing everything they can to put Nigeria's election or electoral process up to speed in order to compete with the regional or international community. Abdullahi Umar, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Away from Nigeria, Chinese mainland on Tuesday reported 9 imported COVID-19 cases, but with no new locally transmitted case. The Chinese National Health Commission reports on Wednesday that 2 cases each were reported in Fujian, Hubei, and Yunnan, while one case each is recorded in Hunan, Guangdong, and Sichuan provinces. No new suspected cases or death related to COVID-19 is recorded. Still on the foreign scene, dozens of people have died in Canada amid an unprecedented heat wave that beats records. Canada recorded a temperature of 49.5 degrees Celsius for a third straight day on Tuesday. Experts say climate change is likely to increase frequency of extreme weather like the heat wave. And in the world of sports, American tennis player Serena Williams says she is heartbroken after her latest attempt for a record of 24 Grand Slam is ended by injury. Williams started against Alexandra Sasnovich, but had to go down in the 7th game with heavy trapping on her thigh. And on that note, we have come to the end of Trust TV News Update. For more news, don't forget to follow us across all of our social media platforms at Trust TV News. I'm Aisha Salihu. Thanks for joining us.